Hey y'all, today I'm gonna show you how to replace spindle, pulley and belt on this lawnmower. It's a Poulan 42-inch. I'll try to find the exact model number and put it on the screen, but a lot of those are pretty much very similar. With this one, what I was having is I got an aftermarket spindle, think of Amazon, and for whatever reason it didn't really work good. As you can see with this one, like for whatever reason I couldn't secure it properly, so it's shaking a little bit. Caused the belt to mess up as well, and caused my pulley to mess up. So I have to replace pulley, spindle and the belt as well. I went to a local store and bought all those three parts, $94, which I guess a little bit expensive, but if it's gonna work fine, I'll be happy. First thing I'll do is just kinda clean this area. You'll have to take off these 4 bolts eventually. Not yet though. First just clean it a little bit. I'll try to do it where you don't have to remove the whole assembly or whatever it's called, like this whole piece. I'll just lift it up a little bit, that way hopefully we'll be able to remove only spindle and pulley. We'll have to obviously take off a blade as well. First we're gonna lift the lawnmower just a little bit, just like this for now, just to have an easier access. Second thing, we're gonna remove the pulley. So to remove the pulley, we'll take this cover off. The reason we're taking this cover off is when we're gonna take this nut off, this blade gonna rotate, you see. So I'll just use a crowbar right here, that way when we're gonna rotate this nut, this is gonna prevent the nut from rotating as well. And this nut is 22 millimeter. I'll try to use socket wrench, not sure if it's gonna work. If not, I'll use like wide grips or yeah, I'll start with wide grips. It's kind of tight. Now I'll use socket wrench. You might want to lower this a little bit, just for better access. Now that this nut is off, take pulley off as well. Mine had a washer. I believe the stock original ones didn't come with a washer. If yours have, just take it off as well. Now remove it and take it off the belt as well. Leave the belt there for now. Here, as you see how it was messed up. We'll deal with belt later, so I'll just move it aside. So next thing is we're gonna take the blade out. I don't remember what size it is, but for this we'll actually lift the deck up, probably to 6 is the highest one, just to reach under the deck. As you can see, a lot more room. Found 16mm. I'm gonna use it with breaker bar. See, like this. Crowbar stays here. Now that I got it loose, I'll put that 16 socket on regular socket range and I'll loosen it up. So our next step is gonna be taking those 4 bolts out of here. There's a good chance they're gonna break. If they do break, it's not a big deal. Anytime you replace spindle, you have to replace those anyway. So let's remove those 4. It's a 13mm bolts, and I'll just use smaller socket wrench. There is this bracket, just so you know. Just remember, when you're gonna put it back in, make sure bracket stays here. Just move it on the side for now. And your last, well, actually 2 more. One thing you could also do is, again, move the deck lower. You can see you'll have a lot more access right there. For the last one, I'll use extension. I'll show you. Maybe you'll find a better one, but that's what I'll use. Might have to hold spindle like this, just to make sure it's not gonna fall out. It's not gonna bother you if you hold it, that way you can take the bolt off completely. So that's all for bolts. Now I'll take off the spindle like this. So here's the old spindle. Not exactly sure what happened, the issues that I was having, but you could see how the pulley scratched this surface, and pulley itself is obviously destroyed. See right there. We're gonna assemble everything back together, and obviously we'll use a new spindle, new pulley, new belt and stuff like that. So actually, before we do anything else, I'll actually remove the old belt from there. There are 2 ways really to change it. Obviously the correct or proper usual way to change it is you don't have to remove anything. Just take it out, put it in, but since I already have spindle removed, I'll just remove all belt from here. Here's all the replacement parts. I'll show you some of that just so you could compare with how it looked before. So that's spindle. That's a new one. Wow. You could see here and here, whatever happened, it caused all the surface go down and this gasket or whatever it is. No idea why it happened still. That's a replacement pulley. So old pulley, see how it scratched this surface and how this horrible. That's how it should be, so that's how it looks. belt is self-explanatory, and what else I got here? Just in case, not sure if I'll need it, but I got this nut to go here. And 4 self-threading bolts for this. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get spindle there, and we'll secure it with those 4 bolts. So slide spindle under the deck, align all the holes, and we'll start with the easiest one right here, like this. We'll use socket wrench. So they go kind of tight, so instead of using this small one, still gonna use 30mm, but much bigger socket wrench. Like I said, just because it's not going in too easily. I'll also use this extension, just so that I don't scratch my hand into the deck. Don't forget about this bracket. Attach that spring right there. The last one. Okay, all 4 bolts secured. Next what we'll do is we'll put this belt. Okay, belt is in place. Everything seems to be good. So now, don't put that pulley yet. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put the blade in first. So blade goes like this. Don't accidentally put it the other way around. Just remember, it goes like this. And we're gonna hand tighten it. Before we do that, we're gonna raise the deck again. That way you'll be able to at least align it somewhat right. So I hand tighten it as much as possible. Now we're gonna make sure it's fully secured, and we're gonna need crowbar again. So we're gonna put crowbar about here. So next step, actually final step, is we're gonna put the pulley back. I mean, we're gonna put new pulley. So I'm gonna again lower the deck to the lowest one. Now we're gonna put new pulley in. Nice. You can actually see kind of how it works, see if it's making any noises. Looks good. So let's put that new pulley. When you put it on, make sure you put belt right away inside as well, inside the pulley. Okay. Now we're gonna put the nut in. Looks like the bolt I got in, I bought, it actually gave it to me for free. It's not Good one, because the one I had before, you can see much taller and there is a gap right there for this part. So I'm gonna put this one, hopefully it's gonna work. So we'll see if it's gonna work, but I'll put a washer here and I'll use the old one, because like I said, that one's too small. And that's a 22 millimeter. So I'm gonna find the socket wrench. Again, we'll use crowbar. I think it's called crowbar. If it's not, it's pry bar. I don't know. Looks good. Now check again all your belts. I mean the belt, make sure it's not scratching anything. And you should be good. Now last step is we'll just put this cover back in. And you can lower the lawnmower. Yeah, all good. Then just do a test drive. Make sure everything's good. Make sure it doesn't make any weird sounds. I'm not an expert at all with lawnmowers, but I did all repairs. A lot of repairs on this lawnmower all by myself. I think every single one of them really. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to come up with answer, but any questions, leave a comment. Have a good one.